Hey, everybody, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. And I have a very special guest, Carrie Oberbrunner. Carrie, how are you?
I am doing amazing. It's always fun to talk with you, and God is good and life is good. So let's make it happen.
I'm so excited. And for the people who are joining us live, we are streaming right now on Facebook, on YouTube, and also Periscope or Twitter. And I got to tell you, I was talking about this yesterday in a live that I did, and I misspoke and I called you Dr. Carrie.
Oh,
But you know what? I think that's appropriate because you are changing people's lives.
well, I'll tell you what, the code is that I actually do have a doctorate, but I don't go by that because I just tell people I'm a bald guy with a girl's name. Right, right. I mean, we take ourselves too seriously sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that. So your brand new book, I had the incredible honor of getting an advanced copy,
Yes,
and I devoured it. My son devoured his, and you also sent a copy to my mom. Thank you so much.
yes.
And I really do mean it, Carrie. It is changing people's lives. It's
Hmm.
changed my life. As soon as I dove into it and started reading it, I emailed you and said, stop the press. Everybody's got to know about this book because it has already made a huge difference. What are some of the steps that people can take to
Yes.
become unhackable? And then I also want to tell you about this incredible offer that you have for people.
Oh, yeah. Well, today we're getting distracted so many times, and we never had this problem in the past where there's so much distraction. And we live in something called the attention economy, where marketers know that before people pay cash, they pay attention. And we even use that term, pay attention. So there's a cost for our attention. And I believe we have an enemy that wants to distract us. And a lot of people watching today probably have a dream and a goal and a desire. I know you've got so many cool things coming. You've got your novel coming.
Yep.
You have your, I watched your documentary the other day. I mean, you got a lot of dreams, but let's talk about your life for a moment. At one point, mold, if I'm not mistaken, hacked you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, relationships can hack us. The economy can hack us. And so a hack is when someone or something gains unauthorized access to a system or a computer. And unfortunately, we think about phones and bank accounts and computers as things that get hacked, but really our brains can get hacked. And so today, what I want people to realize is that one of the ways today that they can become unhackable is to stop letting their past hack them. Day one in the book, we talk about writing your new story. And Shemaine, I don't know about you, but like I have an old story. I mean, I used to struggle with depression and cutting and all that stuff, self-injury. And the more I let my past hack me, the more I could not achieve my future. And so the very first day, people are writing their new story. And that's just one example.
I love that. We've really got to become accountable. Or if we're going to complain, we can either complain and complain and complain about things and where we're at in the present time, or do something to change it. And what you do in this book is you take us through the steps. You're not like hitting us over the head with, you're a bad person.
No.
Like you said, we've all been hacked by something.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it was mold, but it also created a path for me to share my story with others. And you write in one of the chapters in here, I think it's the first one, is get to your story. What's your story? And write a new story. And how is it going to look different?
Yes. Well, and your story is powerful because right now people are saying, but I'm in pain. And I just want to like speak words of life to someone. I tell people that your pain is your platform.
Mm-hmm.
The area of your deepest wound is often the area of your greatest contribution. And so when you had that mold happen, when you understood this toxicity that was this silent killer, you suddenly had your brain open to all these new relationships. And people started to say, oh my gosh, Shemaine is helping me. Shemaine is putting the pieces together in my mind. And that's what every listener right now is experiencing. Like, if you're struggling with finances right now, you can become unhackable in that area. I mean, look at Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey, was born out of his struggle. Oprah. I mean, all the stuff that we think the pain is the things that we run from. It's really a gift if we use it correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some top tips that you can give people
Yes.
to start that process to become unhackable and stop getting in their own way, get out of the way, so you can let your new story unfold?
I got one.
Okay.
I know you're into health, as I am. So we think about, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had this experience. It happens to me a lot. I go to the refrigerator or the cupboard and I'm not hungry, but I'm bored or stressed and I eat.
Yeah.
So it's no longer a desire, it's a coping mechanism. And here's what I want people to realize. We think about that with food, but now we have that with information. And not only information, but now we have it with our smartphones. So now we say when we're bored or stressed, let me go to the refrigerator of information. We go to the cupboard, and what do we do if we're not careful? Well, we go and we scroll. There's Instagram, and we scroll and we scroll and we scroll. Yep. And it's a coping mechanism. So what I want to encourage people to do is go on a diet, DIET. This is one of the days. In fact, I think it's day 19, but it talks about going on a diet. And I got to share this because this is pretty cool. In fact, there's a lot of cool chapters in here, but this is activate your diet. And diet stands for determine where you want to go, identify who's getting the results that you want, eliminate the empty calories, and turn your focus after you've squeezed every last drop of value. So I can break that down. Determine where you want to go. That means that if Shemaine is someone that you want to follow because of her faith, because of her family, because of the content she puts out, that's something that you need to determine, because so many times we go on the joyride of life. We don't even know where we're going and we don't care. That's fun for about an hour. But some people, if you live 60 years like that, that's not fun anymore. So you got to determine where you want to go. I'm talking about get just like some people get a health image. I want to be this weight. I want to have this toned biceps. I want to have this. Get that in your mind first. Then identify who's getting the results. If it's me, great. If it's Shemaine, great. If it's someone else, great. Then eliminate the empty calories. Unsubscribe to all the things that show up in your inbox. These are hacks. I mean, let me tell you what, Target, nothing wrong with Target, Bath and Body Works or whatever the heck, they're all going to send their agenda in your inbox every day. And if you're not careful, you live from that.
Yep.
So eliminate the empty calories, and then turn your focus after you've squeezed every last drop of value. That's one diet that you can go on with information.
I love that. On day 17, you have attraction, and you have this, open your eyes, this great quote. Our eyes only see and our ears only hear what our brain is looking for.
Great quote by Dan Sullivan.
Yeah. If you're looking for that, I had to take my car in to the dealership, and I was like, I gotta go. I was like, hurry. I sat down in the waiting room. I got out my cell phone and I started scrolling, and you know what? 20 minutes went by and they said, Shemaine Nugent, your car's ready. And I'm like, oh, the time just flew by. Yeah. Imagine if you took that time and focused on the things that not only make your heart sing, but that can also be of huge service and benefit to other people. And that's what I feel. We are all blessed with having a story. And if we keep that story inside of us, we're kind of being selfish. We're not sharing. And I've been so blessed. I have so many people on here who have come and said, thank you for changing my life. And I know you have too, Carrie, and I'm one of them. Hey. How can people get your book? You talk about a great new, today, there's something very exciting
Today's
happening.
Crazy. Yeah. I mean, here's what we decided to do. The beauty of being your own publisher is that I can set the price. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to say, look, let's get as many people unhackable in the world. So the book is literally 99 cents as an ebook download. And that means that any device, you don't need Kindle, you don't need a Nook. You can literally download it for 99 cents. And you're going to get a ton. I mean, it's 30 days of daily actions. But here's the other thing. I'm donating all of that profit to B1G1, which stands for Businesses for Good. And so it's literally going to free human sex slaves, dig wells, clothe families, you name it. And so right now, especially for authors, if anybody here is an author, if you go to unhackablebook.com/secrets, we're basically saying, look, if you get 15 copies and just give them away to friends, I have a special author training that I'm doing where I'm basically going to pull back the curtain on 17-year career and say, here's how to get Amazon reviews, here's how to get bestseller, like all these strategies just for people getting 15 copies. And again, I'm donating the profit. So my goal is not, ooh, I get money. It's people become unhackable, because that's what I'm passionate about.
Kelly Simpkinson Grugel, I think it is, said, I'm in, and I'm in too. I'm going to buy 15 copies and I'm going to give them away. Not just to get your videos, because your videos are amazing. You've got so many programs going on. Tell us about just a few of them, because I've signed up for them all, I think.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, Shemaine, the beauty of the Unhackable message is that it morphs to someone's own personality. So we have some people that are getting certified as Unhackable coaches that have a son who's an addict. So it's for unhackable moms. You and Nikki, you are doing amazing things. And I mean, you can create unhackable body or unhackable mind.
Women. We're going to do
women.
Yeah, Nikki and I are going to do Unhackable Women.
I love it. So you're certified on the content, and I cannot wait. Now, what are you doing? Are you doing like a retreat or something?
We're going to do a retreat. We've got a little bit of a scheduling, not snafu, but we're just trying to get everybody what's a good time for everybody. And it's probably going to be in Florida.
Ooh.
And yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Women. That is so needed.
Isn't that great? Because you know what, Carrie? I know that men have a lot of responsibilities too.
Yeah.
But women are born with this inherent desire to nurture, not only nurture our families, but everybody else before ourselves.
Yes.
And I think we become unhackable just a little bit easier than guys do.
Yes.
And so Nikki and I wanted to provide this information. We've got a program going on right now that literally, when we saw how many people signed up, we were like, oh my gosh. And we did we're doing 4 sessions. And I'm going to give more information about it. I don't want to hack your session here, but at the end, I'll give more information out about it. But it's helping so many women, and I'm so grateful for that.
Well, and I mean, that's the power of the book. Shemaine, that I think a book doesn't come to you, it comes through you.
Yes.
See, so, and I've read your stuff, by the way, killer. I mean, your novel, I want you to finish it. It's amazing.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I've been, you know what, here's what, you have to make sacrifices. That's what people don't realize. Yes. Oh, I don't have time to write a novel. I don't have time to do this. Hello, can I jump? Hello. Yes.
Well, and I'll tell you why we don't. Why we don't is because we're like,
yes.
And I've been there. We are consumers, but I'll tell you what, until you are a creator, I mean, that's who you were made to be. God said, let us create man and woman in our image. And so you have been created to co-create. And if you're only consuming, you're not going to feel fully alive.
Yeah. And it's easy to get stuck in a rut, especially, let's talk about the older we get.
Yes.
The more we actually talk ourselves out of, I'm too old to write a novel.
Sure.
I'm too old to get in shape. I'm too old to fill in the blank.
Yes.
How can people at any age shift their mindset and start putting themselves first?
I'll tell you what, this is a thing I've been doing with my clients lately. Grab a piece of paper and make 4 columns. So you grab a piece of paper and you just.
Should we do this now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
do this. I actually just happened to.
Hey, this is unplanned.
I'll show you, but I'm editing my book on this. Like I'll write a few chapters or a few pages, and sometimes you got to let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Don't edit yourself. Then I take one day and I do edit myself. But okay, so 4 columns. 4 columns, and I'm doing it right now too. Okay. I'm doing it too. So I want to see if people are grabbing a pen and piece of paper, Ellen and Cindy and Kelly. Okay, 4 columns. What do we got?
So I wrote down love to, get to, and then I wrote down hate to. I'm sorry. Let's do have to. Let's do have to. Let's do have to, and then hate to.
Okay.
So it's love to, get to, have to, hate to.
Okay.
Now here's what's interesting. Words are so powerful. Oh my gosh, Shemaine. So I hear people all the time say, oh my gosh, I have to work out. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I get to work out.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many people in the world that are literally saying, I wish I could get out of bed. So one of the things I want us to do is I want us to say on a piece of paper, write down the things that you love to do, that you get to do. Get to do is like a privilege, but it's not bliss. Okay. Bliss is love to.
Okay.
Get to is like privilege. Like oh my gosh, this is fun. I get to do it. Have to feels like a burden. Okay. And hate to, I mean, I could cuss, but I'm not going to. Right? So hate to is like the worst. I mean, it's like a curse. And here's what's interesting, Shemaine. As people go through this, I did this with a guy the other day, Tyler. Tyler said, oh my gosh, only 85% of my life is hate to or have to. Whoa. So he looked at that and he said, 85%. And that's what I want people to do. I want people to literally write down all the activities like dry cleaning, laundry, I mean, everything. And here's what a lot of people don't realize, Shemaine, because I get it. Listen, I mean, my mom, I came from a poor family. My mom did everything and worked, and my dad did too and stuff. We say, well, no one would want to do my laundry. You know, no one would want to do all this other stuff. Just hang on, suspend judgment, and just write it down. Because here's what I know, Shemaine, your love tos are what the world needs. Your love to is where you bring the most value. And here's what, you're hurting yourself by spending all your time over here. So that when you get over here, you feel like you're going on fumes. I have no energy. I can't even do this, right? So what we do is we begin to trade this, and we begin to say, you know what? Go to bed an hour earlier. Stop watching Netflix, the last episode, so that you can get up at, 5 a.m. Here's the new story. I'm not a morning person up until now. Remember in the book, we talk about that?
Yep.
Up until now. So you might not be a morning person today, but up until now, you haven't been a morning person. Tomorrow's the day. And I'll tell you what, Shemaine, as we begin to shift this stuff, our lives change. Our lives shift.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I have been able to travel to Africa many times. My son, Rocco, is actually named after an Italian doctor who owns a 50,000-acre tomato ranch in Hoedspruit, South Africa.
Oh my
and Rocco is 30. So we haven't been to Africa in a few years, but when we did go, everything obviously is different. The sights, the smells, the sounds, the food. Where we were, we didn't have television, no radio, nothing. And when I got home, Carrie, I remember this last trip. It was probably 5 years ago. I got home and I remember sitting down, the exhaustion from traveling and being away from my pets and all of that. I was so excited to sit down with a pile of laundry in front of the TV and fold laundry.
That's good.
So it's amazing how when
Perspective, right?
Yes, when you shift your perspective, and I can still hear people saying, yeah, but I hate to go to work. I hate to do all these things. Yeah. And their life is filled with 80% of the things that they hate to do. So how can you recommend people making that shift while still paying bills?
Yes. I'll tell you what, Shawshank Redemption. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing story where Andy Dufresne, by the way, I love the story. It's one of my books is based on Shawshank. It's about how you hate your day job. Yeah. Your day job is like your Shawshank. But here's what's interesting. Andy spent the nights scraping against the wall with the hammer. And it says that over time, pressure began to crack the wall. And here's what I want people to realize. You might not get free overnight. But what happens is, I mean, literally, Shameen, I was a pastor who didn't like my day job. And it's not that I didn't like the people or the church, but I didn't feel fully alive. And what I told myself was, well, every job you don't like, everybody has to do it. But here's what I didn't realize. 80% dead. I'm sorry, 80% alive is 20% dead. So even though I felt like 80%, yeah, this is okay, I can do it, I'm still 20% dead. So what I began to do is I began to do a side hustle in the late night or the early morning, an hour, 20 minutes. Stop saying that 20 minutes doesn't matter. Stop saying that 30 minutes doesn't matter. When you can, the ultimate focused people say, oh my gosh, for 30 minutes, I get to do what I love today. And then you do that for a few days. And then I'll never forget the day you make your first sale. Something goes off in your brain and you're like, oh my gosh, someone paid for my art, or someone paid for my book, or someone paid for my consulting. So I just want to encourage people, it's not all or nothing. We often say that like it's all or nothing. No, Andy broke free while a prisoner, while the other people slept in the cell.
So Carol Ann says, so how do you shift cooking and cleaning? I've got an idea, and I'd like to have you chime in also. Yes. What I do is, I feel like what you had talked about at the beginning, I am blessed to be able to cook and clean. Do I like to do it all the time? No. Nobody really loves to clean toilets. It's just one of those things that I have to get done so I can do the other things that I love to do. So I can put on my earphones and I can listen to music that makes me want to dance. And it just all goes a little bit faster. And then I can do what I would love to do.
You are so right. I do audiobooks. So when my wife, I'm not one of those guys who's like, well, I'm not going to do anything around the house. Now, my wife said the other day, I want you to go vacuum the basement. And I said, fantastic. Why? Because I popped on my little podcast or audiobook, and all of a sudden I'm being mentored by, believe it or not, I was listening to a thing on Thomas Edison. So here I am being mentored by Thomas Edison's life. And I'm like, I get to vacuum. This is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm in the line at the grocery store, like I was waiting for my car this morning, and there's really fast. And I'm like, I didn't even get a chance to check my Instagram,
That's right.
So
oh, go ahead.
I wrote this book, 4 Minutes to Happy. Did I send you a copy, by the way?
You sent me several, and I've passed several out.
The reason, just because of that, is so many people are busy, even though we're staying home more and traveling less. If you look at something daunting, like writing a book or exercising, I don't know why we keep going to those two things, but it seems like that's a good analogy, a good way to put it. If you say, I don't have time to do that, give yourself 4 minutes, 4 minutes, and set a timer. And this works. Set a timer for 4 minutes. The dirty little secret, Carrie, you wanted to know the dirty little secret? Okay. 4 minutes can turn into 10 or 20 or 30 or more when you allow those creative juices to get flowing and do the thing that makes your heart sing and ignites your soul, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going with the working out again thing, but like, but I mean, God, so like I'm hardwired for depression. I'm just confessing that to everybody right now. So if anybody says, man, they struggle with depression, that's just the way I was born. Like I can fight it or whatever. But here's what I do. I manage it. I manage it with great sleep, exercise, eating the right way. But if you don't exercise, you don't have the neurochemicals, you feel sluggish, so you eat bad, then you feel tired. Like it's a cycle. And so I love what Shemaine is saying, 4 minutes. Like go on a walk for 4 minutes.
Yep. Scott Anderson says we don't realize the ability to do things we consider a hassle until we lose that ability.
Ooh,
and that's like, God was really not just nudging me to share healthy living tips and secrets with people, and to finally write my book and to produce a documentary about mold. It's not what I thought I'd be doing, Carrie. I didn't think I'd want to be known as the mold lady, but God kept nudging me until I got sick and almost died. And man, oh man, I'll never take, I make it a priority to move my body. I might not even say exercise.
Sure.
Today I didn't have a whole lot of time, but I did some yoga and stretching for about 4 minutes. No, about 10 minutes. And until you have all those, your health taken away from you, man, is that if you don't have your health, you really can't do anything. So figure out those things that you love to do and do them more often.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you for bringing me on today, because it is a big week. I've written now for 17 years. I've never been on the Wall Street Journal or USA Today bestseller, just being real, I'm being transparent. But I'm told, with the way everyone is just eating this book up and how it's helping people, I'm told that this week we're going to actually hit the Wall Street Journal and USA Today. So we'll see at the end of the week. But if people can go to unhackablebook.com/secrets, and again, get 15 copies. I'm donating to B1G1, but more importantly, people are going to become unhackable and work in life. And then unhackable marriages and unhackable moms and dads and teens. This is how we're going to change the world.
Is it unhackable.com/secrets? With it, that's plural. Okay. Everybody go there today. Let's make Carrie's book a #1 bestseller, because he's giving, not only that it's an amazing book, but he is donating all the proceeds to human trafficking survivors.
Yes. It's all over the world. You can actually click the link and see. We're talking about sex trafficking victims. B1G1 does 500 different things. Wells, health, even animals in the environment as well. So and then there's Tanisha. She's on my team, and so absolutely. And then what I'm going to do is, everyone who does get 15 copies, I'm doing a special hour training on like all the author secrets. So anyone who's an author, and Shemaine, you got to get Shemaine's books. The 4 minutes one, especially the novel. But I just think you are a really good writer, and I'm not.
Thank you.
Like I've read thousands of books, and you are a very good writer.
Well, thank you. I do love, that's on my love to bliss. I love to, but I get hacked. I have 3 dogs and a husband who are very needy. So
I hear you.
But I have to. That's why I have to block myself off in my office, and I have to kind of announce. I'm working for 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm working out. I make me time. I make that a priority, because we have to do that in order to do the things that we love to do and share it with the people that we love in the world.
And here's what happens if you don't do it. If you don't do it, you're at work or you're doing what you hate, and then you're thinking about your kids or your husband or whatever, your wife. And then when you're with your family, you're thinking about your work. You see what I'm saying? Like, in other words, we need to be all there. Jim Elliot said, wherever you are, be all there. And we need to stop letting that hack us of being 2 places at once.
Yeah.
Be fully.
Absolutely. Well, Carrie, thank you so much for spending time with all
Oh
of us
yeah,
today.
I'm a big fan of all you're doing, and it's just been a blessing. So I can't wait for all of the stuff you're putting out.
Well, thank you. And thank you for writing this book. It is changing people's lives. And I can't wait to hear how our people watching today are going to share this video. And we're going to help make you a #1 bestseller.
Oh man, that would be fantastic. All right. All right. Thanks so
All
much,
right.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great
Yeah.
day. Make it a great day. Do something healthy and happy for you today.
Bye.
Bye.